Trailer talk! Trailer talk!
Trailer talk.
Whoop whoop.
Knives Out is a black comedy / mystery written and directed by Rian Johnson. That's the same Rian Johnson who also wrote and directed Looper, great sci-fi movie starring Bruce Willis and Joseph Gordon-Levitt. You should also check out, if you don't know him from Looper, he did a little movie that you might have heard of. It's called Star Wars The Last Jedi. Knives Out is not short on talent either. This film stars Chris Evans, Daniel Craig, Jamie Lee Curtis, Ana de Armas, Toni Collette, Don Johnson, Michael Shannon, Lakeith Stanfield, Katherine Langford, Christopher Plummer, and Jaeden Martell. Wow, that's a lot of good cast there. Kevin, what's the synopsis for Knives Out?
In Knives Out, a detective and a trooper travel to a lush estate to interview the quirky relatives of a patriarch who died during his 85th birthday celebration. So, what did you guys think of Knives Out?
I thought just looking at the trailer, I thought it was really neat. I liked how it almost kind of gave me the impression like, is it happening now? Is it old timey? I wasn't 100% sure. I love a good whodunit and I love modern day murder mysteries. So I thought this is going to be pretty interesting. And the fact that it has an all-star cast looks really good. I have grown to love Toni Collette. I wasn't a big fan in the beginning when I first started watching her, but I really like her. I like her quirkiness. I like how she's an actress, I think, that can play a wide range of characters. She can be funny. She can be serious. She can be, I've seen her in some pretty interesting roles. So I think she's going to be really interesting in this, and she seems to be she's going to be having some comedic lines in this as well. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun to watch her in this. I love Jamie Lee Curtis's look in this, and I'm gonna say I don't think I've ever seen. I'm not a fan of Don Johnson, but I think he's going to be great in this. Being from Miami, I watched probably every episode of Miami Vice. So I have my own feelings about Don Johnson. I'm sure I'll get over them at some point. I think he's going to be great in this. I love, again, that it's an all-star cast. I think it's going to be really funny. I'm going to say that I would probably Netflix this. I don't think that I'd go to the movies to see this, only because I don't think that I would have anybody that would want to go watch it with me. But I mean, like if I had a crew of people, I'd probably go to the movies to see this. I think it's going to be funny enough to sit in a movie theater. But if not, then I will Netflix this baby.
What did you think, Tone?
Language. That's what I'm going to say. Language. When the trailers all become so sassy with cursing, when Captain America starts letting it fly, you know the norm has changed. So I was thinking back when we discussed, Kevin, the trailer for Bad Boys, I was taken back by the cursing there. And it just seems to be, I don't know, these aren't even Red Band trailers. Just cursing just seems to be going around. So that's the first thing that struck me about Knives Out. This is a fun little whodunit / kind of like Clue. You guys remember Clue? I believe it was in the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
So it has a great cast. He's assembled a lot of great actors, a lot of interesting actors that I don't think I've ever seen actually act together. But the movie itself seemed like something like Clue, kind of like something generic. We're living in such a time now that we're living such a tentpole time where every movie is a tentpole movie, and if it's not a franchise that made $1 billion like Fast and Furious, it's very hard to get people to actually go and fill those movie seats. And like we spoke today, MoviePass shut down because frankly, it's very hard to get you. They were literally giving people tickets to go to the movies, and that didn't work. So it's really hard to get those seats. So this movie, unfortunately for me, seems like a movie that you would watch at home or on a plane maybe, or like a rental. It didn't seem like something that would draw you to a movie theater, even with the cast and the whole idea of a whodunit. It doesn't seem to strike me that. And it might sound cruel, but it was like an 80-plus-year-old person who died, and they brought all these people to the estate, and they're like, well, someone did it. We have to find out. Like, I don't know. It just didn't seem that provocative to me. Like I need to see this movie in a movie theater. And something else that I found a little bit off-putting was the soundtrack. Like the music. I'm not sure if that was Frank Sinatra, but it really added to the music to the trailer. And that's what music does. Music should also to add to picture. The audio should definitely come in and add and give you a sense of a mood or emotion, and it did that. The music made the trailer much more fun, the way it was cut to the music. But I also feel sometimes music could be great at covering up scenes that are lacking, and I also worry that maybe the music was added because they didn't have like that one scene or that one line that said, "Ooh, I really got to see this movie," because they didn't really have that. Even with Chris Evans cursing, that didn't shock me enough to say like, "Wow, I got to go see this movie because Captain America lets it fly." So I thought the music might have been covering for the visuals instead of just augmenting the visuals. And that made me worry a little bit about this trailer as well. Like, this is a movie that I would definitely Netflix, and I will Netflix this movie, or I'm not sure if this is a Disney Plus movie. So I'm definitely going to check this out when it comes out on streaming, because I want to see this cast. Is a very interesting cast that they put together, but not enough of a premise or even of a trailer to make me feel a movie see. What about you, Kevin?
Okay, first of all, you guys have me. I'm just reeling from comments from both of you guys. First of all, I can't believe you didn't right out the gate love Toni Collette, Danger, because Muriel's wedding.
Yeah, I know. I think that was my problem, is that I didn't see her in something epic and awesome, so I didn't love her immediately.
The Sixth Sense. Oh, come on. Okay, fine. All right. We're all different. We're different people. So, yeah. I am a huge fan of whodunits. Agatha Christie was my godmother. She doesn't know it, but she was. So, absolutely a huge fan. Masterpiece mystery, all about it. Now, that being said, comedy whodunits are really hard because getting the balance right, where if you make it too funny and too slapstick, then it doesn't matter when people start dying. I do get it. One thing that Tone was saying about how he felt like maybe they were trying to cover up because there weren't a lot of epic lines other than Captain America just like letting it go, being all PG-13. The reason why I'm hoping is because this feels like it's gonna be a 10 Little Indians kind of style whodunit. In other words, it's not gonna be just one death. I believe not just the matriarch, the patriarch dies. I believe other people are gonna die. So a lot of things that they could not, I don't think, give away without some of the other lines that were gonna happen would have given away, like who's gonna go and what order they're gonna potentially go in. So I think that they were trying to hold back to keep the mystery intact. And if that's true, then thank you 1,000 times. Thank you, good sir. Cause I like a good mystery. So I'm absolutely in. I agree with one thing that Tom was saying was I actually become so dulled because when we did review the Bad Boys trailer, I was like, wow, there's a lot of cursing in this trailer. Literally, Chris Evans was all like, you blank and you blank and you, and I just like, until Tone mentioned it, I didn't even write it in my notes. That's how used to, there's so much cursing now on, like, we watch TV on so many different platforms now. We watch things on regular network. We watch things on platforms like Netflix, Hulu. We watch cable channels like FX and TBS, and those other channels. The only channels that don't have just cursing is regular network TV, and even they've gotten a little loose. I've heard the S word once or twice on regular network TV now. I've even seen a butt or two. So everybody's trying to raise their game on when it comes to cursing and nudity. So I absolutely do agree that it's at a point where it's diminishing returns. Everybody doesn't have to curse all the time because it just when it happens so much you don't even hear it. I think so. It loses its power. But anyway, I definitely found this. Yeah, well, anyway, I missed it that time. It actually went by me, and it was Captain America, which is even more shocking.
Yeah.
That I now if it had been Wonder Woman, I would have noticed. But anyway, or Baby Groot, not Baby Groot. Come on, Groot. Come on, Baby Groot. Even Surly Teen Groot. I don't want to hear him cursing either. Anyway, so I actually will check this out. This is kind of made for me, and you're right. Jamie Lee Curtis's look in this, I'm looking forward to seeing her in a different kind of way. And to give you an idea of kind of the kind of humor, a couple lines. There's when Jamie Lee Curtis is being questioned about the murder, the detective says, "So like, how was it?" And her response is like, "What? The party? You mean before my father's death?" Yeah, it was great. And then another line was Chris Evans says he's referring to he's making fun of Detective Daniel Craig's southern accent, and he goes, "What is this, CSI KFC?" I'm like, "All right, I'm in." In fact, I want to see that show, CSI KFC.
Oh God! Don't give him any ideas. That's one we don't need to resurrect.
Oh, I need to see that show. Oh my God. Who killed? And why did they kill? They killed to get the 11 herbs and spices. So anyway, and also another thing about this is all this movie is being released at Thanksgiving. So it actually speaks to what Thanksgiving really is like, all that backbiting and resentment that happens at Thanksgiving, especially in the age of Trump. So it feels like the perfect time to see something like this. So yeah, I'm definitely going to Netflix this. Definitely.
Well, all right.
So
you know who I blame though? I blame Deadpool. Like he's the one who caused all this.
Oh, the cursing avalanche.
Yeah, like the cursing and rated R comedies. That's where he brought this all.
Oh my gosh, I hear every bad word, especially when my kids are in the room. So I'm like, oh my gosh, the bad language, the bad. But what really surprised me, and I don't know if you guys have realized this, but I was really shocked to know that FX, you can say the F word on FX now.
I haven't noticed. I didn't know they had upgraded to the F word. I definitely heard, everything else but the F word, but I didn't notice the F word.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So this is how the mom in me is, because my kids are at an age now where, they can watch things that are a little bit, saucier. So my son says like, "Oh, can we watch? Look, Deadpool's on," because we're like going through Hulu Live, and I'm like, "Yeah, it's on FX." So I'm thinking in my mind like it's on TV. They're gonna cut out all the bad stuff, and they were dropping F-bombs left and right, and I couldn't believe it. So I Googled it, and yeah, they're allowed to say the F word now.
Wow,
I am really surprised.
What really surprised me, honestly, is that you can Google this. One of their executives said, "Oh, we always had plans to do that. I mean, it's the norm now. We have to keep up with people like HBO and blah, blah, blah." And I thought, this is the world we live in. We're saying that this is the norm now. How about maybe step up and be different and set a standard for the youth of today where we're not dropping F-bombs every 5 minutes? How about, that's a whole nother show where how common is not the same as normal.
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole other show.
All right. Well, hey, not only great show, but great after show.